to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, conceal carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
So we're back once again. I think this is like 4 podcasts in a row, 4 weekends in a row. We have met over here in the high desert of southern Idaho in the Patriot Defense War Room. And tonight it's actually night. It's dark out.
It's dark, yeah. The red light's on here.
We're in the red light district.
Yeah.
Colored light bulbs. I'm too cheap to go get good ones, but we're here. And once again, I don't really freaking care what episode it is. As long as we're here.
True.
And people keep downloading it.
Right?
We're up like 4 or 5 downloads from the last time.
Right. So now we have 7 listeners.
7 listeners.
Yeah, 7 listeners. And I've heard personally from Wisconsin, from a buddy of mine in Wisconsin, a buddy in Washington State, and a buddy in Arizona that's listening.
I've heard from Eric at Napa Auto Parts here in Buell. I was in there buying some gasket material. He listens.
Yeah.
Hi, Eric. You're going to listen to this next week probably. Thanks for listening. Tell all your friends and family.
Right.
I put this all over Facebook. In fact, I went as far as to make QR scan codes on pieces of paper that I handed out in my class. I stapled up all over the freaking walls. I put it out on buy-sell trade pages. And I'm thinking maybe just go hand them out. I'm going to stick them. I'm going to go to the mall, and I'm going to stick them under windshield wipers.
Oh, my gosh.
You in?
Yeah, let's get your kids
and
and
we'll give your kid like $20 and just say, go
put
for
them
it.
under.
He'll probably dump them in a garbage can somewhere
Right,
and come back and collect
$20
his money.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Eric from Buell.
That's right.
So if we're naming names, my buddy in Wisconsin, he's actually a family practice physician, Coy Johnson. He's a good friend. He plays saxophone in the band.
We're all about name dropping around here.
And then up in Washington, my good buddy Thad has been listening to us. He says he
I
really
know
enjoys
Thad.
us. Yeah, he's come and shot with us a couple
That's
times.
on my Facebook page.
Right?
So I'm all about name dropping here. Because
Yeah.
if you're a fan, if you're one of our 7 fans, you are awesome.
Right?
And we love you and we appreciate you.
Appreciate your patronage.
And yeah, you're awesome. You're
Right.
popular here
And
in the Patriot Defense War Room.
And my good buddy from Arizona, he actually texted me. Now you know how good I am about responding to texts.
Yeah, we'll talk about that example later on today.
True. And so my buddy Mark, he plays piano in the band I used to play in down in Arizona.
He's a piano man.
He's a piano man.
Piano man.
He's an amazing musician, honestly. Both him and Coy, just fabulous musicians. Good guys all around.
Do they carry a Tommy gun and an instrument case, either of them?
No.
They're musicians.
I know. Well,
that's the only reason to be a musician.
Is so you can have the Tommy gun in a violin case.
Yes.
So Mark has this to say. He started listening to our podcast with the first one we were together, and you had to I wasn't carrying as much then. And he says, Dean, I just started listening to your podcast, and it made me laugh. The whole show is about concealed carry, and you show up not carrying. That's like showing up to school without pants.
Dean, are you carrying right now?
I'm wearing pants.
Are you carrying, Dean?
I am.
Awesome.
That's
I'm not.
The new code word for are you carrying is
I'm wearing pants.
you got your pants on? Yes, I am. In fact, I'm carrying right now. You can see this is my motorcycle vest I'm wearing.
Yes.
And it's got a concealed carry pocket on the inside. So we were before the show. We were talking a little bit about how do you carry, and I listened to
mention it.
A podcast from a
National
well-known national radio
show.
Yeah, and they had a very famous firearms trainer, defensive trainer. What's his name?
Massad Ayoob.
Massad Ayoob, right?
Or Moss is what they call him.
Yeah. Anyway, he was talking about new ways to carry, and he says what's coming back now, what's in is what's called appendix carry, and that's where you basically have it your holster down the front of your pants, and it's
Hanging out with the boys.
Yeah, it's right there with your boys. And it's there was talk about that it's a little bit scary because you got that barrel pointed at very important parts.
It can be. Trigger discipline is very important.
Because not only is it at the end of the barrel is your manhood, but it's also you got your femoral artery right there.
Yes.
A major artery to your leg, and you could bleed out like quick if you're stupid.
There's a lot of instructors that actually don't. They won't allow you in their class to appendix carry.
Really?
They won't allow you to do it because they view it as dangerous. I think one of them is I don't know if he's some kind of attorney or what, but I was reading an article on it actually just yesterday, and he said that is like the most unsafe way to carry. He understands it. It is fast, but it is the most unsafe way to carry. So he views it as he doesn't let that happen in his class because there's a lot safer ways to carry, and he wants to go down that road. He's afraid if he lets someone appendix carry and they do it, he's going to be just railroaded by. There was safer options. You let this go, you let this happen. He's afraid it would ruin him.
CYA. That's terrible.
But it is a very I appendix carry. I didn't for a long time because it was hard. I was a little overweight.
Right.
It was a little more difficult. So I actually had plenty of reasons why I wanted to get healthy and get in shape and stuff. But that was like a little present to myself. Is I'm going to do this and I'm going to appendix carry. I'm going to go buy a good holster. And I really like appendix carry.
Yeah.
It's very concealable if you do it correctly. And it is, you have to have the proper holster. It is a lot quicker presentation of the firearm. A lot of times people will appendix carry on one side of their belt buckle. On the other side, they actually will have a spare magazine.
Okay. Yeah.
And a lot of women can do it. It's really good for women. It's a lot quicker presentation. But as you holster and reholster, unholster and whatever, draw and reholster, you have to pay attention to where your trigger finger is.
Yeah.
Because obviously, just like you should any other way, but let's say you're holstering and you're on your hip, obviously you don't want the gun to go off. You need to pay attention to your finger. But if it does, it's going to graze your backside, graze your butt cheek,
and go into the ground.
Just
because of the angle of which way your backside bends.
Right.
Yeah.
Where if you're appendix carrying, a lot, like you said, a lot worse things could happen.
Yeah.
So I always encourage everyone, if that's the way you're going to carry, that's fantastic. You always need to practice the draw stroke and whatnot.
Absolutely.
And you always need to practice the draw stroke with an unloaded firearm.
Yeah.
You need to especially practice it with an unloaded firearm when you appendix carry. You need to become proficient at it, good at it, and then you can go after it with a loaded firearm.
Right.
But you have to develop that muscle memory first. But it is a lot quicker presentation, a lot less movement involved. It's more of a natural movement. It's to your front and not to your side. So
or your back. Yeah.
Or your back. So I really like it. In fact, we were just talking earlier, and I've got a good appendix carry holster right now, but there's better ones out there. And I was looking at one, and I think I'm probably gonna, excuse the pun, but I'm probably gonna pull the trigger on it this weekend.
Sorry.
Yeah. But it's a holster put out by a company called Keeper's Concealment. It's not cheap. It's about $170. So it is an investment, but that's the way I want to carry. As I've lost weight over time, carrying on my hip and stuff isn't real comfortable anymore because there's no padding there anymore. It's riding right on my hip bone, and it's not comfortable at all. So I really like the appendix carry. So I'm gonna get this better holster and kind of see what happens.
Right. So for those of us that are gravity challenged, that are people of girth, it's tough to appendix carry because if unless you can distribute the size of unless you have a large holster to distribute the weight around, your guts just kind of flow around it like a muffin top around your holster and your firearm.
Thanks for that description, Dean.
So
you got to dig it out, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you got to dig deep for it, and so hip carry tends to be a little bit more comfortable for unless you lose weight. But then, like you're saying, you lose weight, you don't have any padding, then it's uncomfortable as well.
Even with a comfortable holster, it still bothers me from time to time. Sometimes it actually pinches a nerve, and it's just kind of a pain. But another thing that we're going to talk about carrying this firearm, even appendix carry, or even carrying on the hip. Another good thing that a lot of people overlook: get a good belt, not just when you go buy it at Walmart. Go get a good stiff gun style belt. good stiff gun belt. Spend a little money on it. You might have to spend $60, $80. Okay, you want a good stiff belt, really good high quality leather. One that when you take off and you actually buckle, it'll like hold. It'll hold
still
its
be
shape.
a circle. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll hold its shape because that's going to help distribute the weight of that firearm, the weight of those magazines around your entire waist, and not just
pull it
flop
down.
over and try to pull your pants down with
Muffin
it.
top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good gear is worth the cost. We just talked about this in my class today. Good gear is worth the cost. A good holster, no matter how you're going to carry, one that protects the trigger. That firearm is not going to go bang unless that trigger is depressed.
Right.
Get something good. Get something comfortable that will protect the trigger. Something that is so comfortable you're not going to be there fidgeting with it, messing with it all day long.
Yeah.
You don't need to adjust it. Once it's on, it is on.
Like we talked about last week, that's how you can tell if someone is brand new at carrying.
Yes.
They're always touching it, feeling it, adjusting it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think later on when it gets warmer and I pony up the bones for this new holster, maybe we'll have it a class or something. Not a class, but Dean will come over and we'll practice appendix carry draw.
Carry, yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good. So Todd, where do you get a good belt, like a good carry belt?
You know, do
they have them at Sportsman's? Do they have them? Where do you get them?
You know, I don't know if they have them at Sportsman's or not, but you can go online and punch in gun belt. Not all of them, but most of your reputable holster makers, Crossbreed, Super Tuck, or Crossbreed holsters, not Super Tuck's the type of holster, but Crossbreed holsters, people like that will have belts. Okay, they're in the business of making holsters. They're going to make belts because they want to sell you the whole.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
The whole outfit together. So
right.
That's what I do. Just don't go buy one at the at the suit section of Sears.
Sears.
Yeah.
Go get it at Sears. You can get anything at Sears.
Not anymore. They're closing down in this
right,
town.
They are closing down.
So yeah, it's a belt is so worth it. A good belt is so worth it.
Right. Well, and if your firearm, you run out of bullets, you can always just whip off a good belt and start whipping away.
There you go. I guess if that's what you want. I'm a little bit better shot than that.
Yeah.
So I don't need to be beating anyone.
You can go all Indiana Jones with a good belt.
There you go. I guess you could.
True.
So what else have you been doing this week that was firearms or Second Amendment related, Mr. Dean?
Oh boy, Todd, I've been I've found out how much I hate Facebook. It's consumed me to the point where it gets in the way of work. You know, I'm sitting at work in between patients. And
what else are you gonna do in between patients?
I either troll motorcycle sites, look at emails.
Dean texted me like 4 times this week. That is a record. I've known Dean for a number of years.
True.
So that's awesome. So you were on Facebook. What were you doing? You were defending my honor.
I was defending your honor. I was
glad someone's looking out for me.
You know, I wouldn't say arguing, but yes, I was arguing. Like I'm one fella. Just talking about the thing that was going on with our legislature and a certain lobby group within our state who they shall remain unnamed. We don't want to jump into the dirt with them. It's just not worth it. But trying to get on there and trying to have a conversation with people, I made the mistake. A guy made a comment that his words were something like it's not surprising that ideas like this are coming from these big metropolitan areas like Boise and Twin Falls. And I'm saying this like how I imagined him saying it, but I'm honestly, he was a nice guy.
We have tractors drive through town. We're not metropolitan.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I get on there, I'm like, ha 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 ha, boah ha ha. Twin Falls, a major metropolitan area, boah ha 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 ha. Which was extremely callous of me to do. It was not smart because the guy comes back with, well, hey, listen, it is a large metropolitan area for Idaho.
For Idaho,
it's one of the 8 largest cities in Idaho. We got a small community college here,
and we're growing like crazy.
It is growing, yeah. So he comes back with just this. He's like, well. Really, yeah, it's one of the largest cities in Idaho. He makes some sound points. So I swallowed my pride and I come back with, you know what? I appreciate your honesty and I appreciate the fact that you were not a jerk like I was, and I apologize to him for making a stupid comment. And he came back with you got to be careful because all these so many people moving in from out of state, and before you know it, every place is going to be a liberal bastion. But I don't know. I just reading some other stuff from other people on there on Facebook about this argument, and it's like arguing with a brick wall. It's soon enough, it's just not worth it.
Yeah,
it's not worth it. You're not going to change hearts and minds by arguing and by name calling, and it's just not worth it.
No, we just all need to. We know that we have the same goal in mind, and we need to move forward and quit with the infighting. People are going to disagree. I'm going to disagree sometimes. Someone else is going to disagree with me, obviously, and that's just the way it's going to be. But
right. Well, that's what you get when you get type A personalities. You get opinions, and my gosh, it's not right though to just start bashing and calling names and honestly, what this group did is the pot calling the kettle black.
Right.
'Cause they're using the same tactics, saying you don't know what you're talking about. You're stupid. Well, yeah. Okay. Enough of that.
We're done.
So
dude.
yeah, hate Facebook. That's why I'm not on there. I have a joint page with the wife, and the wife does all the stuff.
The wife carried. Never mind.
Yeah.
When Dean wants to go out, he's got to ask for all his.
Honey, can I borrow the pants tonight?
That's right.
That's
Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
The new code word for I'm carrying.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you do anything else?
I had an interesting conversation with up north where I have to go. I have to Mondays and Fridays. I'm at a small medical clinic up north. It's I have to drive about an hour and a half to get there.
Okay.
And in this clinic, it's just 3 of us. There's the front office girl, there's my nurse that rooms patients for me, and then there's me. And we keep some medications on hand just because it's an out-of-the-way place. The closest pharmacy is a half hour away. We don't have anything regulated as far as Schedule 2 medications, which would be narcotics. We have nothing, but we do have a few antibiotics there, things we keep on hand. So I was talking to these girls, because we all have lunch together, about what... Don't you feel nervous up here? It's just 3 of us. We're in the middle of nowhere. It's a medical clinic, and medical clinics and pharmacies are one of the most targeted places by, I don't know if you want to call them crazies, but people who are looking for trouble.
Looking for drugs.
Yeah, looking for drugs is what they are. And the girl up that works in the front was a little concerned about it as well. But interesting to have a conversation with them both. Yeah, the one girl would appreciate having some kind of protection there. She carries a 380 with her, but we're not allowed to in the clinic as a company policy. Right? So what? I see your eyes moving there, Todd. So as a company policy, we're not allowed to have firearms in the building. And there was some question as to whether or not we could have it in our vehicle. And I don't.
It's your vehicle.
Yeah, it's my vehicle, but it's still on the company property.
I don't care.
Exactly. So I don't know. Just an interesting conversation. We're all on the same page here. We want to be safe. We want to keep things under control. I don't want to give away too much because of the company I work for. I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
Well, and I guess you just got to. It comes down to you just got to look at what's it worth to you and what are you going to do. And concealed means concealed. And I don't need to know what your choices are. I don't need to know what their choices are by any means. But everyone's got to make that personal choice. Is it worth it? Is it not? You know,
if you do it right, no one's ever going to know it's there.
Well, exactly. That's a good point. So
exactly. Yeah.
Be interested to see if that conversation sparks.
Yeah, if it goes anywhere. Yeah,
if it goes anywhere.
I have a dear friend who works another PA who works in pain management over in Pocatello. He brings his 9mm with him every day to work.
Good deal.
His nurse that rooms patients for him carries around a medical dictionary, large medical dictionary. Did I tell you this?
Yeah, you told us that. It's awesome. Yeah. It's hollowed out, man.
Hollowed out and keeps a 1911 in it.
That's freaking sweet.
Yeah.
I need that for my book collection.
That's serious firepower right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So
true. Anyway.
I didn't do... Well, actually, big news.
Yeah?
I cleaned 3 guns.
What? No!
3 guns. I cleaned 3 of my guns.
You've turned a corner.
I know.
Did you pull any puppies out of them? Small mammals?
No, I took them apart. I put them in that cottage cheese container right there with a bunch of hops number 9 and let them soak while I watch Netflix. I'm not scrubbing it nothing, dude. I'll wait.
Dude, you got to get an ultrasonic cleaner.
Yeah, that's money.
Right. Well, you're rolling in money, aren't you? Because you're a firearms instructor.
I'm rolling in money.
Rolling in dough like Scrooge McDuck.
I don't even touch the money. At the end of the class, my wife shows up, does the paperwork, and leaves with the money.
With the money, Drew.
I don't see the money.
Right? So this big pool of gold coins behind us, that's like Scrooge McDuck.
That's chocolate.
That's not real money. It's chocolate.
That's
God.
chocolate.
Fair enough.
So, anyhow, I was so excited. I cleaned these 3
Yeah?
guns.
How were they pretty bad?
They were bad. They were dirty.
Yeah.
The one I don't think I'd cleaned for like 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So, I'm in class today. I had a class today. It's a big class, about 20, I think total like 26, 27.
This was one of those that
That's one of those.
cleaned?
That's what we're getting to here.
Let's check your barrel here and see how it looks. Keep going with your story.
you
I'm
keep
going to take
going.
this
It's
apart. And I'm
dark
gonna look
in
at
here.
your
You're not going to be
barrel.
able to see nothing.
I got lights here.
It's clean.
It's did you actually scrub it or did you just soak it?
I scrubbed that
Scrub a little
part.
bit?
I know how to clean guns. I just
Right?
don't like to clean guns. Hold that barrel up. I'll keep telling the story.
Okay.
I had about 27, 28 people in my class today.
Oh, that's slick. This looks good.
I'm good. So I got this one gun, my XDM, my Springfield Armory XDM 3.8. I lend it out all the time for class. It's a fantastic shooting gun. Great for beginners. Great for anyone just looking for a smooth shooting gun.
This looks like it's brand new, Todd.
I cleaned it.
I'm so impressed.
So so what I did is a gal needed it to use it. So I went over to my bag, grabbed it and another gun and a couple magazines and took them up there. And she picked this one. She wanted to shoot this one. So I left it. I grabbed the gun and another magazine, and the extra magazine, put them in my bag, showed her how to use this one, and she loaded the magazine up. Next time she was up to shoot, inserted the magazine, and bam, nothing. Nothing would happen. And I'm like, that's funny. I just cleaned this. I didn't take it all the way apart, but I just cleaned this thing.
Yeah.
Why isn't this thing working?
Like a field strip clean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it. Well, I gave her the wrong magazine.
What?
And anyhow, we've kind of fiddled around with it. The magazine is in
So-
the firearm.
So wait, back up. You gave her an HK magazine to put into a Springfield handgun.
Those just if anyone's got any questions, those two won't combine well. They weren't made to fit. So,
They're both double. And in your defense, they're both double stack magazines, and they're both black.
but one is silver and one is black.
What?
The silver one should go in there.
The silver one goes in here.
Yes.
This one's coated.
Yes.
This one's coated
Yes.
with a black.
Yes.
Oh, Todd.
So Dean shows up to do the podcast today. The first thing I handed was he fix it. Fix it, Dean. I can't figure out how to fix this. It's all you. So Dean proceeded to take the gun apart. He proceeded to unload the magazine through the top of the broke down handgun, the filtered hand. Well, we still can't get the magazine out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what we're gonna end up. I'm not sure how Dean's gonna fix it.
Right.
Notice I didn't say
Dean
me.
is going to fix it. Right.
Not sure what Dean's gonna do. Dean's my in-house
Shoot.
gunsmith.
So I took your Taurus from last week.
Yes.
Your little revolver.
Yes.
It's we found out it's a Model 605 Taurus. It's a 5-shot 357
Raging Bull,
Magnum. What's that?
Nothing.
But so I got this gun and like you said, you hadn't cleaned it in several years. It actually wasn't that bad, Todd.
I think you were the last one to clean it. to
I
be honest
probably was because I tore into the thing and looked inside. I'm like, I recognize this.
with you. You did a little trigger work on
I
it.
knew it. Yeah, I slicked up your trigger a little bit and I greased up the insides of your gun so it would work a lot
So
slicker.
the grease was still in there. So that
Grease
means I
is
haven't
still there.
shot it a lot.
Well, something.
Did
Yeah.
you figure out what screw I needed?
Yes. I've looked around on the internet and we can't get it on the internet. We have to call Taurus directly.
What?
Yeah, you have to call Taurus directly to get that.
It's
that
going to be like
screw.
another 2 years before I get this done.
Right.
Do you have a part number for it?
Kind of. I went online and I found the manual for your gun, and in it there is an exploded view with it all taken apart.
Okay.
So and it says if you have any questions, call this number. So I have the exploded view with a parts list and a number to call. So I'm going to call them this week and get you squared away.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Because if I got a
Yeah.
call, I'm not doing it. So
Yeah.
it's too bad. You mean are you sure I can't fix that with a horseshoe nail that's bent over at the end so it doesn't fall out or something?
Oh, you might.
I got a
or-
welder.
I know you've got the what we need for your revolver is a doohickey that holds the whiz bang into the doolittle. But on this thing here, it might take a little bit more than just a whiz bang doolittle or a fanticky. I don't know.
Fanticky.
Yeah, or something or other. We might have to put something together to make instead of just a horseshoe nail,
Something fancy that I'm going to have to order. Oh, great.
Maybe a sledgehammer. I don't know.
A sledgehammer. That's what we're going to need to get that magazine out
That's
of
what
that
you
gun,
get with,
because it ain't coming out.
For buying a polymer pistol that you can't get the sides off and really see the guts of the thing.
I can take the sides off.
Yeah?
Blowtorch.
Oh, right. Yeah, just melt it.
So
Okay.
anyhow, I'm sure we got better stuff to talk about. There was a story. I was doing a little perusing this week, and there was a story took place down in Texas, that came out of Texas. There was a guy, a dad took his kids into McDonald's, and another guy came in there and pulled a gun while he was in the McDonald's, and he was allowing people to leave the restaurant. And this guy had his kids there. I don't know how many kids he had, but some of his kids were able to leave McDonald's, and he was waiting because he had some of his other kids who were in the restroom. They didn't know what was going on. Those kids came out of the restroom. The guy with the gun turned around, aimed the gun at the kids. The dad was a concealed carry holder, drew his firearm, and shot that guy 5 times and killed him. Hit him all 5 times.
Right.
So kudos to that guy, because under
Practice.
stress, he popped that guy 5 times. And he drew on a gun that was already drawn.
Yeah.
And he won. So that's fantastic. So he was ruled self-defense shooting. He was cleared of everything. Now the family of the guy that died, the guy that was shot 5 times, is attacking him, is suing him civilly, saying, why did you have to shoot him 5 times? So you are taught, you shoot to stop the threat.
Right.
And that was a big topic in my class today. I brought up this story. And that was a big topic. So is 5 times too many, Dean? Is 2 times too many? What's too many?
I don't know.
It's like, how many shots did it take to stop the threat?
You don't want to, be shooting a dead horse, but you got to shoot until the threat is done, until it's on the ground, not moving, and it's not a threat anymore.
And he hit the guy 5 times. That doesn't mean they're all 5 times perfectly centered right in center mass.
Yeah.
He may have popped the guy in the shoulder
Right.
to the left, or shoulder to the right. I mean, you don't know what it is, but you've also, here's another thing too. Maybe you shoot the guy, you're into him 2 shots. He's falling. You're under stress, you're under pressure. So 1, 2, he's kind of falling. 3, 4, 5. You know how fast you can whip off 3 shots? You know how fast you can whip off 5 shots?
Right.
You can put 5 shots in him before he hits the ground, especially under stress.
Yeah.
You may not even realize you've pulled the trigger that many times.
Right. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you remember when we were, a couple years ago, when we were practicing moving off the X. We would draw
Yes.
and then move off the X. Man, we could rip off so many shots like that.
You
Just
could.
quick.
I'm not saying they were all well-placed shots.
Right, but at least they're there. They're hitting
Yeah.
stuff. We'd shoot at milk jugs
Yeah.
and big targets, but we could hit them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're just bums out here in the high desert of Idaho.
Yeah.
And it's if you practice enough, you can do it. It's not that hard.
And I mean, it's all about practice. And kudos
Yeah.
to him for doing what he did. And I hope that the civil lawsuit, the civil case, doesn't go anywhere, because
Yeah.
he was in the right. He, as far as I know, he did what he should do. And
Right.
I hope it all works out
serious.
well for him. So
That's a good question. How many times is too many? If you're using a very small handgun, you're going to have to shoot a lot more in order to make enough holes in someone to get them
Right.
to bleed out.
Well,
That's ultimately what the purpose of shooting is in a defensive situation, is to get the person's blood pressure to drop enough that they're going to hit the ground and they're not going to be a threat anymore, or to take out their CNS.
and that doesn't happen very often, but it does.
Yeah.
Here's another question, another statement, I guess I'm gonna say. So, if you shoot the guy 5 times, 3 times, whatever, you stop the threat, he falls on the ground. Should you go ahead and reholster your firearm?
Well,
Is it over?
there was an incident that happened. I can't remember how
You're
long
medical.
ago.
You tell
Right?
me.
Well, I've even seen videos online and listened to a lecture from a guy who was a trauma surgeon who came out and said 9mm is not big enough. You got to carry bigger, because he even showed video during his lecture of guys getting hit multiple times with a 9mm, like victim-wise, like it was closed circuit TV cameras.
You're banned off the show. You can't come back. You can't come back.
You gotta, everyone should carry a 40. Everyone.
No.
Oh, but anyway, this guy showed videos of guys getting popped several times with a 9mm, and then they'd run off. They go call the cops, and then come back onto the screen like several minutes later, 5-6 minutes later. So it's shot placement. It's you know how big a hole are you making?
Efficiently.
Yeah,
well,
you got to be proficient. With
and just
what you're
because
carrying.
you shoot someone in self-defense and somebody hits the ground doesn't mean they're down.
Right.
Even you may have dropped their blood pressure, but all of a sudden, for sometimes unexplained reasons, they can regain blood pressure like that and stand up like nothing's happened and carry on.
That's what happens when you faint. It's your body's response to having low blood pressure to your head. When you're standing straight up, you're a column of water 6 feet tall, or a pile of, never mind, 6 feet tall. So if you're a column of water 6 feet tall, your blood pressure drops to the point where your brain's not getting blood pressure. That's why you fall and hit the ground. Once you hit the ground, you're a column of water a foot tall. So you will gain back blood pressure. So
I got it.
Right? You see that?
That makes sense.
So another reason also to keep it unholstered and to watch your six, there was an incident at a Walmart where a guy came in and started shooting. Some good Samaritan took him out, reholstered his weapon, and then the guy's buddy, who was standing right behind him, took him out, shot him dead. He didn't clear everything around him. He was so focused on the threat right in front of him, he didn't realize there was another person behind him that had a weapon as well.
I think I could be wrong unless it's this was down in Vegas at the Walmart, right?
I can't remember
and
where it was.
It was that boyfriend girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he took out the boyfriend.
Yeah.
And didn't realize that the girlfriend was right behind him, and she was acting like another shopper. So obviously when law enforcement shows up, it's good to
put down your weapon,
and let them know who you are, that kind of thing. But we won't get too far into that. That's a very dynamic. That's a whole nother show. Whole nother show in itself. So, anything else important that we need to cover today?
I don't know, Todd.
You don't know what? Hey, get on your phone. Tell me when SHOT Show is.
Oh, I don't even know.
Find the dates for SHOT Show. We're hitting SHOT Show again. I'm pissed off again.
You gonna petition them again?
Oh yeah. This is. I get on Facebook. I go on like people. SHOT Show's coming up. SHOT Show's that's right around the corner.
Well, great. Yeah.
I don't get an invite, but then I'm gonna have to endure all these stupid SHOT Show posts. So when is it?
Let's see. SHOT Show home. It's loading.
What?
It's loading.
That's right. You're not on my Wi-Fi.
SHOT Show. That's an O, not an I. Okay.
Oh, he's a doctor, folks.
Like, Trump's. I saw the funniest headline this week.
What is it?
So you know how everyone is just up in arms about Trump's supposed comments during a closed meeting.
I thought they were funny.
Oh my gosh, it just funny. Well, there was a post that showed a screenshot of CNN that shows comments from, I think it was Senator Warren, and the screenshot all across the bottom at CNN shows Senator Warren rips Trump's S-hole. Like, oh my gosh, CNN, come on, give it a break. Report on it, but come on. You know, there was some guy in the back just rolling on the ground, laughing his guts out. He's the guy that's writing all the banners at CNN.
That's pretty good. It has nothing to do with guns, but that was pretty funny.
Right.
Did you find out when it was?
Let's see. There's a countdown. It says it's in 10 days, 21 hours, 47 minutes.
Does it say on there why I was not invited?
It says because Todd is racist towards Swedish people.
That's what it says. Great. Okay, well, we're gonna go next year, Dean. I've decided. I've lifted the self-imposed ban.
I haven't yet. I'm standing in solidarity with you. I would no.
No, you're coming with me. So we're gonna get this podcast. All our listeners are gonna tell all their friends about our podcast. We're gonna get our podcast going. So I normally just went into trying to go because I was an instructor.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm going to be a podcasting instructor.
Oh, right.
I'm up in the ante.
Right.
I'm up in the ante.
Yeah.
We're going to go. We're going to go next year. Get the time off. It'll be in January some kind. We're not going to make it this year.
Yeah.
It'll be in January sometime. We're going.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We're going to do a podcast up there. Right. I doubt we'll find anyone to talk to who wants to talk to us.
Exactly. You're who again?
I'm going to walk around with my bags, getting all my free crap.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Right.
So
hey, what's the latest on your new favorite gun?
It's going to be a SHOT Show.
Is it? Yeah, they're going to come out with the...
They've released one, and it's got a flag on it.
Yeah?
And...
the new paint job?
Kind of pisses me off a little bit. They haven't released my new favorite gun yet
Yeah.
to the general public. So
What's that? What is it again? Tell me again.
Avidity Arms
Avidity
PD10.
Arms. Okay. PD10. Yeah, they're coming out with a PD8 before they come out with a PD10.
Stupid bunch of crap.
Right, the
They're gonna
PD10
send me
announced
one just 'cause
last year.
If I get pissed off enough, maybe they'll just send me one. So
Right.
anyhow, I'm still gonna get this gun as soon as it comes out. I look every day. More and more articles are showing up.
Yeah,
So maybe soon.
yeah.
Maybe it'll be here by spring.
Ah.
I want it.
Yeah. Do you have a 1911, Todd?
I do not. I
think
need
you-
a PD10.
I think you need a 1911.
No, and I need a
I think you
PD10.
need
I
a
don't need a
1911.
I need a 1911 like I need another hole in the head.
Oh, you need a 1911.
I don't need a
Todd.
19. Why do I need a 1911? So I can
It's a
pet
piece
it
of history.
while it's in the safe. every
No,
now-
no, no. Don't get one like mine. Don't get a queen like mine. No,
Everyone said I needed a freaking AR-15. I got one of those. I haven't shot it in 3 years.
Yeah, why do you need one of those?
I know. That's what I'm wondering.
I know. I mean, the instant you get one,
Because for a while there, the world was going to end, and I needed one.
Yeah, well, you're deplorable by owning that. You know,
Exactly.
You know that you're deplorable.
I'm not giving it to you, Dean. Don't ask for it.
Sorry,
So okay, well, you know what? It's kind of a shorter episode
it's all good.
tonight, but thank you for listening, everybody
Right.
in the U.S., everybody in Japan, everybody in the United Kingdom, and everyone in
Sweden!
Sweden.
Thanks, Coy.
Wiener Schnitt. No, that's Germany. So maybe we need someone in Germany to start listening now too. But anyhow, thanks for listening. Oh, I didn't get them printed off. I just came straight. I just met Dean here. Just came straight out of a class, so I didn't get them printed off. But we did have some people rate.
Yeah? Rate
and
the podcast.
Rate and review our podcast.
Get out of here! I'm gonna. Oh,
I've
here
been
we're.
doing this, Knuckles.
Bam!
I've been doing this thing for a year.
For those of you at home listening,
We just did
Todd and
knuckles.
I just did a fist bump.
A fist bump. That's right. And so I like those. Keep them coming. All Dean's friends have not. This was Eric at Napa.
Our
Eric at Napa rated and reviewed the podcast. He did it on Libsyn. That's the service that sends that out. So Eric, if you're listening, get on iTunes and rate and review. That'd be fantastic. We like 5 stars.
right.
We'll only accept 5 stars.
Oh my goodness! And what do we get if with these stars? There?
I don't know. They say that it's good for us.
It's good. Oh,
All the other podcasts say that it's easier for people to find the podcast. And obviously, with only 37 listeners, we're doing good. I'm not complaining.
right. 30.
But it must,
I thought it was just 7.
7.
True.
We had down. Well, you're
So
right.
we got Eric, Coy, Mark,
We need more.
Thad. I'm listening.
Oh, that's you. That's 6.
That's 6
I
with you
listen.
and me. Yeah, 6.
Glenita.
And
Oh,
some guy in Sweden.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin.
Tarver. Guy.
Yeah.
We're up to 9.
All right.
Okay, rate and review, and it's easier for people to find. Share it with your friends. Get on Facebook. I put it on the local buy, sell, trade pages. I'm ready to go out this week and pimp out my podcast. Are you ready to pimp the podcast, Dean? Will you hang up flyers at your work for this podcast?
I don't know. I might get in trouble.
Will you put them on the cars
We're
where
not-
you work?
We're not supposed to talk about politics at work.
It's not politics.
That was a part of HR.
This
That
is
was,
the Patriot
this
Defense
is-
Podcast.
this-
There's
it's-
nothing political about this.
because
I'm right.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Share it with all your friends, and maybe if we get a few more listeners, this will be really little short contest. We'll do some kind of contest and somebody someone will win something. I just got more hats. I got more not hats, but I got like beanies, like Polar Fleece beanies for like this wonderful horrible winter that we're having right now.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
They're-
up to 50 today.
Yeah.
True. But you got their
a
Patriot
beanie.
Events branded.
Yes. Hand stitched.
Ooh.
And I have window stickers.
Yeah.
And I will. Someone will get something like that. We'll do
Right.
so for all the people who've done rated and reviews. I will have my 4-year-old draw your name out of a hat. We will put it on a Facebook Live video, and then I'll send you something.
You know what? We should put all their names up on a wall and have your 4-year-old shoot them with a dart.
I'll let him shoot him with my 9
With the
mil.
Nerf dart.
I'll shoot him with the
Right?
Nerf dart. That'd be sweet.
True.
Okay, we're doing it. We're gonna do it. We need some more. We need some more ratings and reviews. I feel like I'm begging a lot here. You know, get it done. Go on iTunes. Get it done. We are also now on Spotify for all you odd Android users.
Spotifyers.
Spotify, whatever. We're on Spotify. Look for us under the Patriot Defense Podcast. Subscribe to it. Share it with your friends. Get it taken care of. By the way, kind of a rabbit trail. Do you have a sticker of mine to put on your truck?
No.
Will you put one on your truck window?
Yes.
You will?
I will.
Okay, I'll get you one.
Okay.
We'll get one after this is over if I remember where they are.
I'm not a shill or anything.
Yeah, I'm just making sure.
It's all good.
Okay. Anyhow, I just got out of class. I am hungry. I need to shower. I'm a little high on lead content
fumes.
right now. Some fumes going on here. Other than that, I think we're good to go. You got any last words?
Keep the shiny side up.
Keep the shiny side up.
Keep your head down, your powder dry.
That's right. And we will see you guys in hopefully maybe a week. I'm good for doing it in a week again. This is fun.
This is a good time.
Okay, we're out of here.
All right. Later.
See ya. Bye.
Yeah.
So we should be good to go. We'll see what kind of response we can get.
Check testes, check.